Hello and welcome to another installment of Wellness Wednesdays. The format looks a little bit different today. Heather and I are in person because we're getting tired of Zoom. But today we wanted to talk to you about perseverance and overcoming obstacles and challenges in your life, specifically in the fitness world. As many of you know, I am a cancer survivor. And that has inspired a lot of people. And I didn't realize how many people I was inspiring until people tell me, oh, I follow you on Instagram and I followed your story. And I was like upset about my life. And then I was like, this girl's deadlifting and she has cancer. And I was like, God, what's your excuse? And so I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about our mentality and how we deal with those things. Because Heather's had her own setbacks over and over and over, but she literally is like, okay, well, I'll just switch sports. So
keep on trucking.
Yeah, keep on trucking. So most people know my story, but let's start with you. Like, where did you come from? How did you get into the fitness industry? And what are some of the challenges that you faced?
So a lot of people know my story that I came from a background of having an eating disorder. So that's definitely one of those challenges, especially in the fitness industry, that never really goes away. So you're constantly fighting through that one. But I've also had several injuries, from back injuries. I've sprained my ankle very, very badly.
I watched her fall.
That was the knee.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You patched me up real nice.
I did.
Great.
Yeah.
We'll have to put a picture of that one.
Was that at Washington?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I sprained my ankle really badly at OCR World Championships in 2016. More recently, though, I've had a pretty nasty stress fracture in my heel. That's taken a good 8.5 months now to heal. But I keep trucking. So I can't run right now, but I'm definitely cycling all over the place. So we keep going.
You cycle to the grocery store.
I do.
So what were you training for when you found out you had that stress fracture?
I was like a week away from a marathon. So
a week away.
Yeah, it was my last run before I was going to be peak weeking. Because we do that in running too.
You peak week and running?
We peak week and run.
You run less.
We do.
Yeah, okay. I eat less. It's peak week. So how did you find out that you had that problem?
So the day before, I was running and it just kind of felt a little off. And then the next day I went and did my, my last big run. And I got so bad I literally could not run, like not even a step, without excruciating pain. And I'm pretty good about fighting through pain. But so I had to work through PT, which didn't really help because we didn't know it was a stress fracture. So getting to the right doctor and then fighting with insurance for MRIs. And so through MRI, I found out that I had this lovely stress fracture.
So what was the first thing that went through your mind when they told you you couldn't run? You couldn't do the marathon?
Well, I actually decided on my own that I was not going to do this marathon. Okay. Because
when you decided,
when
you told yourself,
my foot told me. I was pretty upset because I was set to have a huge PR on that marathon. So I was really excited about that. I had so many races planned for this year. I qualified before for Boston, so I was going to run Boston. Had a 50-mile race I was going to do, but instead I had to watch all my friends do it instead. So that was rough. But when I found out that it was a stress fracture, I was actually relieved because there was an actual thing wrong with my foot.
Mm-hmm. And you weren't just being a sissy.
I wasn't just being a sissy.
Yeah.
I'm usually, I like to think I'm pretty tough, but and then I was relieved because they said, oh yeah, it'll be 6 to 8 weeks and then you'll be good to go. No problem. So I was like, sweet, stronger than before, we got this.
And you went back at 8 weeks?
And it was still very broken. And 4 MRIs later, and it's mostly healed, slight hairline in there, but way better.
When do you think you can run again?
Sometime next year.
And so how did you get into cycling? Because if you don't follow Heather on social media, please do, because now she's like a really good cyclist too. Whatever sport you do, you just get really good at that sport, which is inspiring. And if you really love exercise and you love fitness and you love using your body, it's not about the specific sport. It's just about being able to set goals for yourself and achieve them. So how did you get into cycling now?
So I have a really good running coach, Josh Fields, Miles and Mountains. Gonna plug him here. um,
We'll put his link in the
we'll put your
description.
link in there. But he actually encouraged me with the approval of my doctor, of course, that I could cycle my heart out. So he got me cycling. I started on a little Nordic track bike at home, and then he helped me pick out a bike to ride outside. And so yeah, my running coach got me cycling, and he kind of taught me that I can still dream big, even if I'm not running. I wasn't going to be running a marathon, but I did multiple 100-mile bike rides, and together we also did a 205-mile ride from Maine to Champlain, New York. So
Yeah,
you can still do really awesome things, just in different ways.
in different ways. Yeah. And you've so tell us about your cycling journey, because even in that you've had some serious setbacks and falls. And how do you handle all this stuff just constantly being thrown at you, and then you continue to stay positive?
So I have to be honest, it's not always positive. Initially,
Well, the negativity you do
yeah,
on your own, and then for the rest of us,
yeah.
we
For
see
the
the
rest of you, I
positive.
put a little. Um, so initially, every time I fall, I get really upset. In that moment, because I'm thinking, shoot, did I just hurt myself again?
Yeah.
So that's really frustrating. But then, I'm like, all right. I sit there in the moment and said, can I do anything right now? Yes, I can. I can still get back on my bike. I can still keep riding. So I do that, and once I start, going again, I'm like, yeah, that's right. I just fell off my bike, but I just got back up and I kept going. Um, so with massive goose eggs on my hip, you keep going, and it kind of actually inspires myself. Because again, you get knocked down and you get back up again, and that's kind of what I do.
Yeah, and like a lot of these sports, it's competing against yourself, with bodybuilding and with powerlifting and with running. And sure, would you like to win the marathon? Yes. Would I like to get best lifter? Always love that.
It
But
always gets it.
that's just because I'm strong and little. But really, it's like, what's my PR? You'll hear a lot of us talk about PRs, which are personal records. A lot of people say personal bests, and it's about how can I get better at what I'm doing. What did I lift last time? I want to lift 5 more pounds than that. If I win, great. If I don't win the meet, but I still get a PR, it's a win.
But you're still gonna win the meet.
It's okay. I don't. Yeah, I'll get. And the older I get, if I stay with it, I'll win more.
That's right. Because Masters,
Because
Masters
Masters is where it's at. That's what I'm saying.
I'm almost there. We're getting there.
Masters running.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's cool. Like, like you said, you're proving it to yourself, because we can do this for other people, and you can do it for the gram, and you can do it for the trophies or whatever. But really, if you're doing it for yourself, that's where the growth comes, because you fall down and you get back up. Nobody told you to get back up. Nobody picked you up. You had to do it all by yourself. And the amount of confidence that builds in yourself is huge.
I love seeing that I can get down to a really, really low place, and still challenge myself to get back up and keep going.
Yeah. Yeah. And speaking of that, my turn. So I've been an athlete my whole life, and I got really serious in athletics actually later in life. When I hit 30, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna start powerlifting.
Yeah, the same for me.
Yeah, let's start powerlifting. It's like an early midlife crisis, I think, is why everybody starts powerlifting.
Let's get fit.
Yeah, let's get. I was always fit, and then I got fitter, and I started really challenging myself and seeing what I was really capable of, and then really learning more about nutrition. And finally, my body on the outside matched what I felt like on the inside, which took a long time. But I started getting. It's okay.
What were you getting?
I keep hearing something vibrating, and I'm like so distracted. This is a squirrel. This is my brain. But I started getting into powerlifting, and I was pretty much injury free for a long time. Little pains here and there that I worked through that was usually form related or strengthening.
That's pretty common.
Yeah, pretty common. Like, you're not going to find a power lifter that's had no injuries, that has no pain anywhere, or a bodybuilder, or any athlete that is serious about a sport.
Yeah, when you push yourself,
Yeah.
you're going to have little things.
It's about learning when enough is enough, listening to your body, not being afraid to take time off or change what you're doing. You won't die. You know, you're not going to lose all your gains. You can keep your body going in other ways. But when I was diagnosed with breast cancer, which will be it's been 2.5 years, um, I was devastated, and there were two things that I cried the most about.
But I still remember that day when you told me, and I was like, no way. Like, you were like the fittest person I know.
Yep, fit
No
and
way.
yeah. Everybody thought I was joking, but thought it was a really cruel joke.
Yeah.
No family history of any kind of cancer. I've never been sick like a day in my life. If you know me, I don't get sick. I eat really healthy. You know, I don't smoke. I don't drink anymore. Hey, sober
Yeah.
lifestyle. But I cried the most about two things. The first thing that I cried the most about was my hair because it was like that long or longer.
We had the same hair.
We had the same hair, yeah. I cried about my hair and I cried about my gains. I remember crying to Jim, who was my husband at the time. Shout out to Jim, great guy. Um, he he's like, "Are you ridiculous?" He's like, "You're crying about your hair and your gains." He's like, "You're not worried about like anything else." I'm like, "No, because I'm not gonna die. Like they told me I'm not gonna die." But now, like when you take death out of it, which I mean, it's still there. It's still always a possibility. But when you take like, okay, I'm actually gonna get through this. I'm not gonna die like right now. Then it's like, what else am I gonna lose? And I was so bummed because I was finally getting to like a super strong point where I was about to break through like some serious plateaus. I was working with a new coach. And then I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to do chemo and I'm gonna be tired and I'm gonna be sick and it's gonna be months and I'm gonna wither away and I'm gonna lose all my muscle and I'm gonna have to start all over. And that was not the case.
And I think one of the things that people don't understand is when you have, a diagnosis like that and you know that you're going to be out for a while, or maybe you have a really long injury or a sickness, it's not just the fact that you're sick or you're injured, it's this lifestyle that you've built and you have to grieve that.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And my hair, which
It's still gorgeous, by
love
the
it.
way.
Thank you. Digging. Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yes. Thank you. And best thing about cancer, hairstyles, because you have to grow it all back and you get to try every hairstyle you never got to try. But yeah, so I talked to my coach about it and I was like, I'm going to be starting chemo and give me a program that I can do like a little bit of what I was doing, but maybe keep it lighter. And if I feel better, I'll do a little more. That will, like, for my psyche, I'd rather have you put lightweight on my program and I get to do more than
Right.
give me more and I do less. Right? Okay.
Absolutely.
My mentality. And he gives me the program, and it's the same program. Thanks, Coach Royce. Same program. And I remember he emailed it to me, and I called him, and I'm like, what is this? I'm like, are you trying to break me? I'm never going to be able to do this. And he said, you're telling yourself never before you even try. He said, you have no idea how you're going to feel. You don't know how chemo is going to affect you. He said, you are Candace Lord. You are Candace Lord.
Candace Lord, my friend.
That's right. Heather Stover, okay? Oh, my foot. You are Heather Stover. You're going to go break records in cycling. It's just, you move on to the next thing. You get your one day or two of like, woe is me and self-pity, and you cry. And then you go, okay, well, I can't cry all day, every day.
Right.
And I can't sit home because I'm bored and my glutes hurt from sitting.
So what can I do?
What can you do? And you can do Pilates. You can do yoga. You can walk. You can, I don't know, if you end up in a wheelchair, you can do upper body, okay? You can do pull-ups. I have seen people do Spartan races in wheelchairs.
Yep. Or people without legs.
People without legs. They can climb that rope like it's nobody's
Yeah, they
business.
can.
I'm super jealous because I can't climb the rope. Working on that. But yeah, there's people ask me like, how did you do it? And I took it one day at a time. And I woke up and said, I don't feel too bad today. I'm going to go see what I can do. And a lot of the times, half the battle, whether you're injured or not, is getting to the gym.
Yeah.
It's getting on the bike. It's getting on the treadmill. It's getting in the car and going to the class. It's getting there. Once you get there and you get warmed up and your adrenaline kicks in and your endorphins kick in, you feel better. I think exercise is like one of the things that got me through chemo.
Absolutely.
At very minimal like sickness or like all the symptoms they told me I was gonna feel. I didn't really have any of them, and the nurses kept going like, yeah, they're like, you're like superhuman. They're like, all this exercise that you do, the muscle mass that I had to begin with really helps with chemo. So I was just in a good place for that and kept going and did the program, didn't miss a workout, hit PRs during chemo, not 1 rep max PRs, but I went for a lot of the rep PRs. Like, okay, I'm gonna bench press 10 today.
A PR is a PR.
Yeah, what's the most I've ever done for 10 reps? And it was like, I don't know, whatever. And I added like 2 pounds to it and I'd get a 10 rep PR. And that was enough to make my brain go, you can do it.
You need to work on that momentum, that forward momentum.
Yeah. So, what's your best advice that you would give to somebody who like just found out that they're injured and they can't do the sport that they love?
I would say talk to your doctor and find out what you can do and roll with it. Just do what you can do. That's really all you can do is
Roll with it.
roll with it.
Yeah. A rolling stone gathers no moss.
And what would you tell somebody that just got a diagnosis like cancer?
Um, yeah, cancer is one of those, not everybody takes it the same way, but it's a speed bump. It's just a speed bump. Like, if you think that your life is going to be smooth and wonderful, you are like living in another dimension. You are going to have loss and you're going to have grief and you're going to have heartache and you're going to have pain and you're going to have injuries and you're going to have, relationships that fail and friendships that fail and,
And can we talk about what you've gone on to do since beating cancer?
what did I do?
Pro shows and
Oh.
new records.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hold on.
This is just part of my normal life.
Let me finish my thought. Okay. So you're going to have all those things. And life is not about, like, and this is something that I've had to learn, and I'm still on this journey of, like, self-improvement and, enlightenment, so to speak. But, like, I think we're all doing things to try to make our life a certain way. And if I do this, then it won't happen later. And if I do this, I can prevent these things from happening.
It's always going to be hard, though. There's always something.
It's going to be something, and I think what you should do is learn to expect the unexpected or get rid of all of your expectations. And like Heather said, roll with it, be like water. Just flow with what comes, have a really good mindset, stay positive, focus on the things that you can do, and just understand that these things are going to happen. And yes, since I beat cancer, I trained straight through. I started competing 6 weeks after I finished treatment, and I went on to go pro in 3 divisions for bodybuilding and physique.
Amazing.
And I am still competing as a pro powerlifter, and I am currently injured because that's just the way that it goes. And I have like a pulled psoas and iliopsoas, which is this little muscle that connects the front of your hip to your spine. It goes like diagonal through.
But did you stop?
No. Yes, I did for a couple days. I heeded the doctor's advice and I laid down and I didn't go to work and I worked from home but I do my PT exercises every day. I go to the gym and I figured out what can I do. I talked to my PT and I said, I will not stay home. I will not stay home. So tell me what to do when I get there, or I'm just going to do whatever and end up killing myself. So lean on the people around you that are professionals. Lean on your trainers. Lean on your PT. Lean on your friends who have gone through the same thing. Talk to your doctor. If your doctor says no, talk to somebody else.
Yeah, find a professional team that you trust, that listens to you, and that you fully believe in. Because if you don't believe in it, it's not going to help you any, and you're not going to listen to them anyway.
Yeah. Find something that you can do, and just do it. Life goes on. The body heals, the mind heals.
Even if it's slow.
Even if
you will get there.
You will, yeah. And even, life goes on, and you just have to roll with the punches and do the best that you can, because ultimately we get one life, and we don't get to choose what happens to us, but we do get to choose how we handle it, and the thoughts that we have, and the feelings that we have about what happens.
Yeah.
So choose positivity.
Yeah, choose positivity.
Heather, we didn't cry.
I know, I got makeup on expecting I was going to cry,
We thought this was going to be super emotional, but we're just awesome like that. And may I say, and we can edit this out, but this shirt is way too tight on my biceps.
No, your biceps are just way too big. Let them out, Candace, let them out.
Oh! Oh my God. High five, Heather. We did it. Thank you for watching our Wellness Wednesdays, and stay tuned next month for another awesome professional in the health and wellness sphere that is giving us tons of awesome information. And let us know in the comments what you'd like to learn about or hear about, or any professionals you'd like us to talk to. We would love to have them on our Wellness Wednesday.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.